Now, obviously, because I'm such a huge beggar, during this short break where I pee, please flood me with contributions. So when I come back, I can update the leaderboard. And then I won't have to mention contributions all day because I'll be insanely flooded with your generosity, right?
Hello, and welcome to James, the Lesser Express Sign, where we get you in and out as fast as possible with... I tried to get a computer science degree, but the teacher was an idiot. They didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know what they were talking about. Really, DSP? Now, mind you, you went from computer science to business and finance, whatever. I would still put money because Daddy didn't know anything about computers. I would still put money on the fact that the reason he got valedictorian is because Daddy did his homework. So went to college with something that Daddy didn't know about. He had to change his major because, Dad, I don't know anything. Oh, son, you picked something I don't know anything about, huh? How about you do finance and business management? I know stuff about that. But, Dad, well, son, if you want to graduate and all that, you're going to have to switch to something I do know. Fine, Dad, I guess. Again, I would still put money on that's what happened. But let's watch this video.
And then in college, I went to college for computer programming. The problem was the teacher was atrociously bad. He was...
Mind you, this is a guy who was playing a video game. The video game tells him, like, hey, press R1 to do this. Guys, the game didn't tell me what to do. Why am I stuck here? The door won't open. DSP, press R1 to open like this tutorial told you. The tutorial never told me that, guys. You're a moron. Lean ain't made no band. Alright, look at that. R1 opens the door. So when he is blatantly being told, press R1 to open a door, and then he doesn't fucking do it because the game never told me, how much you want to bet? It was just a normal professor. He's just a fucking moron.
He was like one of those brainiac dudes who like understood computer programming, but he couldn't relay it or teach it. He just knew it in his head. Probably one of those introvert fuckers. So
introvert. From someone who doesn't leave his fucking house, but maybe one day a week. Mind you, some days they don't leave the house at all. He will stay at home. I just sat at home and watched my wife play video games while I DoorDashed everything. So he will sometimes go weeks without leaving the house.
it's like, so why are you a teacher then? If you literally can't teach, why the fuck are you deciding to be a teacher? Just go program. Truth is, he probably couldn't get a job programming, so he decided to teach, and then, it's stupid. So I've already told this story before.
Those who can't teach. That's an old saying, not actually true though, but gee, DSP, maybe he was offered more money to teach it because he was just that fucking good. You ever heard of not being hired because you were overqualified? That's a thing, DSP. Something you'll never deal with.
But basically, I lucked out, and here's why. So I started college in the year 2000. That was before the tech bubble burst. So everyone thought, oh, you want to be a computer programmer because you're going to have like a life job, right? Back then, it was all the rage to being in a computer programmer.
Guess what? Computers are still a thing. Guess what? It's still the kind of thing to be a computer programmer.
So I went for one semester, hated it because the teacher was terrible. I was doing my second semester, and half through my second semester, I couldn't take this guy anymore. And he was the only one teaching computer programming in the whole school. So I said, fuck this. I'm just done with this. So I changed I went back to undeclared, and later I became a finance major. By the time I graduated from that college, the bubble had burst on the tech industry, and no one was hiring computer programmers. So everyone was coming out of college with a degree that you literally could have used to wipe your ass with when you ran out of toilet paper because there were no jobs. They laid off everyone in the sector. So luckily for me, I didn't do that. I kind of really lucked out. Problem is,
you did nothing with your finance degree. You did absolutely fucking nothing with it. When the company you're working for offered to pay you to get a master's degree, you said, no, that is too much work.
I went into finance. And finance is just as bad because in the finance sector, you need to know someone or you need to have tons of experience to get a good job. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have experience because I had to work full time.
Networking, DSP. Something you failed to do your entire life. Machinima paid for you to go to E3 where you could network with others and you refused to do it. You showed up, sat in your fucking room, bitched about the lines at E3, only to later find out that because you're sent by Machinima, you had a pass that allowed you to go right into the event. You didn't have to wait in line. You'd be like, hey, got my Machinima pass. Right this way, sir. But that would require asking a single fucking question of one person. Didn't do it. It was too much work.
To pay for college, so I couldn't do like an unpaid internship or anything like that. I was working the entire time I was in university. So I graduate, and again, I've got a degree, and guess what I could do with it? Wipe my fucking ass with it.
That's pretty much what you did with it anyways, because you did nothing with it. You worked at Best Buy, then you got fired for stealing or whatever, abusing the company policy. Then Daddy got you a cushy job. A job that should have been yours for life. They laid him off. The company didn't shut down. The company still exists. Which means people who were there when DSP was working there are probably still there. I'm sure it's just a coincidence that the second Daddy retired, they got rid of his ass.
So I ended up with the other useless degree. I've literally never, I got one job ever as a result of having a finance degree, and it was working for Wells Fargo Financial, which was known as a predatory lender.
I just got a predatory streamer crying and begging dents for money. So much better, I'm sure. With that, though, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.